Like, yeah, what, 41, live forever. It's like, but I just keep doing this rat race. Like, I hustle, man. Like, I'm not, that's the thing.
Welcome
like, I was talking about with the guy from
episode 6,000.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're just doing this. Brian's late after 6,000 years.
Yeah.
But even the guy at Archery Country, I was talking to him, Tyler, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to him about it. And he wants me to take care of his truck and stuff, and I can hook him up. And we're talking, and I was like, I got you, man. He's like, yeah, we're just talking about certain things. And he's like, yeah, because, I'm hanging out with these guys or this. Like, people think I'm like set, man. Like, we gotta work. I'm like, oh, but it's one of the most common misconceptions. Like, oh, Schaub's set forever. He has Elon Musk money or Rogan. It's like, no, hold on. I have to hustle, dude. Yeah. Like, I have to do my thing. I gotta hustle. So my thing is like, I get, but why are you living if you're just set? Because it's like that hustle is why you wake up and the passion of things you want to do. So let's say someone took care of all those problems where financially you're not motivated at all. Yeah. I don't know. Like, part of the hustle is it's what everyone does. And if you get rid of that, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm stressed, but you get rid of all those worries, I'm kind of like,
there's no drive.
No, it's like,
you ever meet a billionaire as a kid?
Yeah. Suck.
The worst. They're always drug addicts.
My boy James Bashara said, he's so spiritual, and he goes, you could hit every goal you've set for yourself and create an incredible life for you and ruin your kid's life. Mm-hmm. That's the irony. If your kids have never flown commercially, that's a major handicap. Mm-hmm. It's a major problem. If they've grown up with that much certainty and no worry, you better figure out what to do with them, man. Maybe try to join the Navy SEALs or the Marines. Try to do something that's just uncomfortable, because if you grew up with nothing but comfort for that long, that story usually doesn't end well. No. You're usually in and out of rehab or something.
But it's also like probably a year ago, I was talking to my buddy Lex, and I was just like, man, I felt like a loser. I'm like, man, my other guys are set. And he's like, oh, hold on. Who's set? Who do you know who's set? I'm like, well, fucking Rogan, this guy. He's like, hold on, buddy. How old are they? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, all right. He's like, no, hold on. He's like, you have this misconception that everyone's not hustling, trying to make ends meet. Like, no, do you know, he goes, I bet you can't even name 3 people who can just stop what they're doing and they're fine for the rest of their life.
That's right. No.
He's like, you work for a reason. Mm-hmm. And you want to set yourself up where you can say no to certain things, but they still have to work, dude.
I've talked to so many people like that, where they're like, everybody's like that. You got to work. It's like, there are some people. I know, I think 4 people that could just stop and they'd be fine.
But then what?
Well,
what's the point?
That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing, yeah.
Because then you have nothing.
Well, what you have is relationships. You've got your friendships. You've got your family.
Do you, though? What do you mean? What relationships be? What do you mean?
That's a good point, Bob.
That you're going to wake up and be like, I can't wait to call Bryan. Like, you got to...
I've never thought that.
You got to fucking get to work. Like, you got to get to work.
You know what I'm saying? Even if we had the time and I was like, you want to grab coffee? Cool. And we go grab coffee.
We're going to do that 5 days a week?
I mean, I guess we'd all sit around and be old.
I don't
talk about the news. We'd all be, my dad.
No, the hustle is like, I'll call you like, B, I got this deal, dude. You're like, dude, congrats. You tell me, oh, dude, I sold this commercial. Nick, I got passed at the mothership. That's going to fucking happen. It's like that stuff is what keeps you going.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Fighting a common enemy, which is like, will I make it or not?
But even with you've been passed at the cellar, which might be the toughest place to get past in the world. So it's like when it comes to the mothership, like if you would have moved here, how long you been here?
Since July.
So not that long. Let's say you came in July and in August you got passed by the mothership. You'd be like, oh, cool, man. Yeah.
Well, dude, I was just talking to someone about that.
But I'm telling you, dude, I'm getting a little older, so I realize this. You're going to appreciate it so much more when you've kind of gone through, like, man, am I going to make it? What the fuck am I doing?
100%.
Why did I move out here? Brian's been no help. It's like all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I developed almost out of anger, a new tight 25 minutes in the past, month and a half that I probably, if I would have just got in, I might have just rested on my laurels and been like, oh, I have this material that I know kills every time, blah, 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 and just relaxed. But because I was like, all right, fine, time to change things up. This new 25 is better than anything I've ever written.
And that doesn't happen if you don't face that adversity. It's the same like when, my baby girl has her issues with insurance and that we have to get this thing and they don't cover that. It's a ton of money a month. And I was like, oh, fuck, I've been cruising for a while now. I got to get back to the grind as far as creativity. Just get on the hustle. I kind of let my foot off the gas pedal, buddy. Boom, just
This
boom.
industry too. You
That
can't
animal's
let your foot
fucking
off.
in there.
It's your
dude.
child.
That animal's in there, dude. And we're fucking cooking, buddy. We're cooking.
Things move so fast in entertainment that if you take your foot off and don't pay attention,
They forget about you.
don't even know how things work on the internet anymore.
Nope.
You don't know how the algorithm
But you know, they
works.
did this study on women. They asked girls, what's the main thing you want your boyfriend to do?
Big cock.
And they were like, I want him to stop playing video games and get it together. Like, and I'm like, who are you dating? Like, what guy thinks
That's a
that?
younger person thing, though, right?
But like, I wasn't that way when I was younger either. It's like, what young man is out there not trying to be significant?
There's a lot.
There's a lot, dude.
That's the majority of the younger audience, but that wasn't even an
Wow.
option when we were coming up. But also, like, I don't have what I don't have a
too
game
afraid to be
console.
that guy.
I literally don't have the. There's no way.
You know
I
what
don't have
I'm
the
saying?
fucking
I have
time.
a PS5.
also
I still haven't
afraid
set up
not-
since I moved here. I don't have. I wish I had
But who's
the time.
doing that? Like, I see people, I know people, and I look at them, and I
Okay, so Schaub went off on Callen during that whole thing there. Kept throwing shots at him about how Callen doesn't help and Callen doesn't care, which is true. So they had on this Nick Simmons idiot. So when they filed that, Schaub just did a new copyright takedown on me. It was that Nick Simmons guy, his email that said to email him. So I had the email from the Nick Simmons guy. Completely weird, but I mean, obviously they're trying to ingratiate themselves with this guy. They hired him in some fashion, so Schaub can try to talk about the Fighter and the Kid subreddit behind a paywall, so he can be like, "Hey, I'm leaning into it," when he's really not, and they're doing this safest stuff and not really addressing any of the real stuff. So that whole thing is just annoying and bothersome. But I mean, Schaub is just still so heated at Callen. The fact that Callen is putting in as little effort as possible on the podcast, because Callen's depressed. He thought this was going to be a shot in the arm, go to Texas, always at the comedy mothership. We're going to do this Patreon. Although they've already did a Patreon. Remember the Fighter in the Rinks? When Schaub was first trying to keep Rinks around, but then got rid of him for Chappelle Lacey and Malik. They tried the Fighter in the Rinks. And I remember it being kind of successful at the time. So, but I mean, my God, Schaub is just heated at Callen now and blames him for everything, even though it really is all of Schaub's fault, because Schaub is terrible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.